Okay, here we go, update number 4. And here comes the puppies to make sure I'm doing it right. There's Ralphie. And there's Cyclone. Hello, Cyclone. Not Cyclone. What am I saying? Radar. You're Radar. Alright, let's get into it. There's Cyclone down there. There he is. Alright, so my last update. Where was I up to? I can't remember. I'm up to update number 3, am I? Yes, number 3. You'll have to excuse me. I've just not long come home from my treatment that has started back up today. I've only been home an hour, so I'll try to be sensible. After I have been put on hold for a few treatments, probably about a month or something. I was feeling pretty crap while I was going through my immunotherapy. I can never say it properly. So they stopped for a bit, and now I'm back into it, and hopefully I'll be okay, because if I don't and I go back downhill again, then that means I have to go off the treatment, and that's not going to be so good. Anyway, that's enough of that. Where I've been up to with the last treatment, sorry. I'm on probably a little bit of a weirdo high right now, I don't know. What I've been doing, it looks like I haven't really been doing much, but I have. It has been... You guys know about the bushfires, the drought and all that sort of stuff. Now we have got our monsoon season back the way it should be. It has been pouring here, so I've been having to work under this tarp. And you can see my water line finishes just there. So it's been very compact. What I've been doing, alright, get onto it, Michael. What I've been doing, like I said, it looks like I haven't been doing anything, but there's been an awful lot of scraping. And you can see Barbara's bum has all come off, I think, since the last one. I suppose I should have checked the video before I started doing this update, but anyway. What I did decide to do with this plywood, I chopped it off here, up here, because all that plywood's good, and I got there's a very good business here in town called Timber and Plywood here in town. It's a very simple name, isn't it? And they very kindly, I thought I was going to have to get all my ply from out of town, and I was really scared that I was going to have to try and rip this up by myself, and I just don't have the tools. They actually did it for me. Lovely, bless them. But for me to try and get a handle on it, I have been gluing all these separate bits of ply on. I've replaced old bits of framework. As you can see, I've got brackets here. I couldn't see any other way of doing it without affecting all the good framework, because the old framework is still solid as a rock. And I thought, this is the only place that you are going to see it, right up the back, and you'll only ever see it if you're sitting right up the back of the van anyway, these brackets. And once it's all painted, you're not hardly going to notice it anyway. I've tried to leave as much as I possibly can of the old framework where it is stable. This looks crappy, but it's not. That just needs a bit of a scrape. That's solid as well. So I used the old bit that was there as a template to get the angle. So we're home and hose there. Nice and solid. It's feeling solid. This is all working out nicely for me, and I'm getting Barbara's curves back again. So some bits I didn't have to do. This, even though it looks crappy, that's solid as a rock. There's nothing wrong with that, so I will just that's got ply on it anyway. That'll have ply on it, so you won't really see that. now that I've got this plywood off, like I said, I've been scraping and scraping and scraping for days and days and days. This paint's coming off extremely easily and really well, so I'm happy about that. So scraping, not nearly as fast as I was hoping for. As I said in my other video, my car has used up all my renovation money at the most inappropriate time. Like, my car cost me like nearly $5,000 to fix. Like, that is ouch money. So I'm going slow. I very kindly, I'll say right now, I do have a GoFundMe page. If anybody would, I would love you to death if anybody can contribute to help me keep this restoration going and the momentum going. I'd be greatly appreciated. The link's in the description bar below. If you can like anything like that would be wonderful. I really appreciate it. I will say now, I'll give a big shout out to Michelle and Lucille for their contributions. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate it. Those bits go a mile for me to be able to buy more bits of timber. And I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you can help me out, I will love you forever, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Right. So that being said, I've been scraping everything, all scraping so easily. I haven't even had to do anything. I've just used the scraper, and as you can see, the paint's coming off the plywood extremely well. So that's a huge bonus, so I'm happy about that. I have been down in certain places, as you can see. Don't pay attention, I know that's a couple of mil over, but it's level on this side. You're not going to see it once the plywood's back up there. It is now solid rock. It is reattached, and because there was rot, as I said before, this caravan was sitting for a few days in quite a major flood that we had here in town in 2017, and a lot of stuff was rotted. You can see, oh, that's a bit of that this old one that I just took out. You can see how rotted the bottom was. Pretty bad. So that's solid as a rock. So once the plywood's on there, you're not even going to see it. It's all going to be fantastic. More of this ply will come over here to fill it out. I've been taking more out. I took this bit out here of the framework, and the measures, because it's such an old van, and the timber, it's old English measures. So this is 22 by 22, I think it was, this one. And the other ones up the end that I showed you, they're 25 by 25. You can't actually get those already milled. You have to, thank goodness, the timber and plywood place is actually ripping them up to the size that I need. So anyway, get on to it. I've chopped it off here because it was pretty rotted. As you can see, that's just to give you an idea, and that was really wet. Once I took this plywood off, there must have been some, it looks like there was a bit of a ding there at some point. I don't know what from, but I'm leaving that well enough alone because that is like some heavy metal steel. I'm not going to touch that, otherwise I could end up doing more damage. They fixed it in the past. That goes there apparently, and then the other plywood, I will do that. I need to get more milled up because I just don't have enough, and I can't use the other stuff yeah, I just can't use the other stuff because this is a flat side and I just can't do it. Anyway, that's enough of that. So I've been fixing up while I've been sort of going slow. there is a lot to do with the scraping. This scraping while I'm waiting for some money, so I can keep going. My floor did come. There's my floor. Sorry, somebody just went past with a couple of carbs in a trailer. Bless them. Oh, poor little buggers. So that's the flooring there. It's a lot nicer, and the pattern's a lot bigger than what I thought. I'm really happy with that. I got this, they're peel and stick tiles, vinyl tiles. I got them on overflow. Took a couple of weeks to get here. For me to do the floor in here is, it cost me about $180 all up, which I thought was pretty good. Eventually, once everything's done and I do get down to the floor, even though the floor is in really good nick, there are joins. I will put a thin sheet of ply down over this whole floor, so I don't have, as people know, if I put peel and stick on this, I'm going to end up with like lumps and bumps and cracks and all that sort of stuff. So I'll do that in the end, towards the end. Oh, my glasses. I keep breaking my glasses all the time. So that's where I'm up to with that. And the timber and plywood place also, I thought I found some plywood for a reasonable price at $54 a sheet for A-grade marine ply, 4 mil. This is not 3, don't get confused with 3, no, it has to be 4. So I thought that was a cheap price, and that was up on the Gold Coast of Queensland, where I would have had to have got it from. But the place down here has it for $50 a sheet, and it's so close, and they can cut it to size for me. Because this van originally, right, was sheeted because they had the factory to do it, sheeted in one piece of ply all the way round, basically. I can't do that because they just don't supply it in those sheets. So where these, oh, I can't see through one eye because my lens is falling out of my glasses. So where I've got the framework up in the van, I will measure so I can, oh god, it's weird trying to look through one eye. So you got framework there, so I will measure that they can cut it for me so they butt onto this framework and give me a good seal. I'll make sure it's sealed really well in between the joints. That's all I can do. I can't think of anything else to do. That's just how it is, right? So that's that. So my so that's that. My trimming, my car chrome trimming has turned up, and I know it's going to be good to go around because, as I said in the old one, I can't find any of this old, hang on a sec, this old black trim. It is black, it's just been painted white. I can't find that anywhere to do it around, so I will be trimming in the chrome around here and around the table. I'm getting more and more information on my sink. Thank you very much everybody for your help and your advice. It has been a great help, believe me, trust me, it's been a great help. That I've just put on the side burner. Like I said, I'm scraping while I'm waiting for money to happen. I'm just going to keep scraping as much as I can on this side and clean this up as much as I can on this side to in preparation for paint. So, and I will be painting it before I put the plywood on. So I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping that this will all be painted nice cream color, not white because it's just going to be too stark. Nice cream color, and then once the ply's put on it, because it's a nice A-grade marine ply, it'll have the timber on the other, the nice timber finish on the other side, so it's going to look gorgeous, hopefully. These, they are the Bay Marie of my existence at the moment. For me to buy, and I can buy them, for me to, I found them already on the internet, reproduction, exactly the same as these, are $33 each. And I had, there is no way, because it was in the flood, you can't see, I'm not sure how much you can see, it's actually rusted, even though this is plastic. The screws have rusted, I can't get it off. And because it's old Bakelite, I've already broken that one trying to get it off. You can see up here, this is metal. It's fused into the metal, the rust and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully I can. I've tried, I don't know, WD-40 on the rusty screw, all that sort of stuff, but trying to unscrew it from the front, it's just not working. Hopefully I'll find something. If anybody has any advice and knows how to take them off, please leave a comment below. It will help me out an awful lot, and I really appreciate it, because otherwise because I've got 1, 2, 3, there's this whiz bang one up under there. Am I showing you all right? With the PowerPoint thingy. I don't know what that is in the middle. Might be a light even. That whiz bang one. There's a couple out the back here. There's that one. I am looking at, I don't know, close to $150 to try and replace it. If I can try and salvage them, I will, but otherwise that's a cost. So there's that. This needs to come off, as I said, because this is just rotten. So that'll come off. Luckily, at my local hardware store, there is this, I don't know what you call it, trim, beading, whatever it's called, that I can replace this with. That'll come off easy. This is all solid. That's all staying. Put a new sheet on, give it a paint, whiz bang, all good. All right, some advice, please, if I may. Would be great. I am not sure, okay, if these, am I flaring? Hang on a sec. If these, and it had a cover like that, took that one off, I think, had these covered, but these feel really flimsy and they're wobbly, and they don't feel like they were put up there originally, because I'm thinking that they would have been put on a lot better than that, right? If anybody has some understanding of these old plywood caravans, thinks this is original, let me know. But even this is bodgy, because it comes down, the blind comes down through this little gap in the wood, comes down through there, goes in behind there, which is great for there, because you can pull it down and get it down, right? But here just seems really odd, where you can't actually sort of pull it right down to get down. It'd always be sitting at a weird height. I'm in two minds about whether I should leave it or take it out. I'm leaning towards taking it out. There's that one there and that one. See, if I took it out and took the blind brace out and left this, and as they did at some point in the past, had these all hooks and put some curtains up, I'm leaning more towards that. That's what I'm leaning towards. So let me know what you think. That's where I'm up to. Like I said, it doesn't look like I've done much, but if anybody knows anything about scraping and scraping paint, it's taken up an awful lot of my time. Also, I've put this tail ender on, as you can see, the new bit, to replace the old bit that I took off. Solid as a rock, gorgeous, it's going to be wonderful. I just need to get new ply. I've had to put this new one on. That's my little bit of stuff to make sure it stays there in the meantime, because it's just floating in the air. And these new bits, that new bit, once I've finished that one, I've only got one more piece of ply to go on there. I will start on the other side. This side has been, this plywood, God knows what. I have needed people to try and help me just try and get this far with it. It's all still on there. I'm leaving it on there obviously because this is the weather side, and best to just leave it until I'm ready to do it. I'll finish the other side first, get that done as much as possible, as much as I possibly can, and then I'll see about this side and get that happening, this side. And the timber and plywood place also, because I was missing my windows, right, and I said it was Silky Oak, they can actually supply, and they're doing it for me, cutting up the timber for the windows to roughly the size I need it, and they've got it. I thought I was going to need to go to a second-hand building supply place, find a window that was made out of Silky Oak and have it cut down, but they had some. It's been a godsend. I will leave it here because I don't want to let this has been 20 minutes of my rambling. Let me know what you think. If you can help out with any kind contribution, I'd really appreciate it. I would, like I said, I will love you forever, because yeah, otherwise I'm going to be slowed right down, because I can't. The electrical I know will cost me somewhere around $800 for a start, because I've got Doris, and if anybody's followed my Instagram and knows about Doris, my other caravan, here's Doris here, beside Barbara, and Doris cost me $800 in electrical, so I need to get electrical done before I try and do anything, closing anything in, so they can actually get at it, because I don't want to rip panels off inside for them to be able to do it. That they'll just never do. So $800, and yeah, so I just haven't got. I sound like I'm whinging, but hey, look, you know, when you look, there it is. There's the culprit there. $5,000 you've cost me in my renovation budget. All right. Like I said, let me know what you think. If you've got any advice for me at all, let me know. If you just happen to live here where I live, come and give me a hand. I'm more than happy. Like, I'm out here basically every day as much as I can, in amongst supporting Dylan, in amongst feeling well. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully this treatment will, I'll be okay. At the beginning of the year, I came down with like some real horrible lurgy thing, and I think it knocked me around too much, and I just wasn't recovering, and I was just getting worse and worse after my treatments. Hopefully I've recovered enough with that little break that I don't go downhill again, because otherwise then I'm just on watch and yeah, just on watch and scans to make sure nothing rears its ugly head again. So that's where I'm at. I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate everybody. It's fantastic that you're all interested in Barbara. I'm getting there, and I will see you in the next update. I think I've told you everything. I'll see you next time. All right, thank you very much for your time. Bye.